I just want to pick up on the financial side being worse than you thought. Are you saying that actually the overspend is worse than you thought?
Yes, it is, because if you consider the overspend we've got.
Let me just highlight as well. Listen to the phrasing that the czar uses. How much of the particularly purposefully chosen language could lead to PPPs and privatization? Just have a listen.
Got roughly 130. It's probably a little more than that. This is on a run rate. Every month we've got a deficit of about that level.
130 million a month, you're talking?
Yeah, 130 plus.
Is it more? So have you found that it's more than that? Is the figure higher, and by how much?
Well, it is around that, but just depending on how the expenditure falls, it can be more than that. The problem about this, and this is a real concern, is that you have to have cash. So we need cash to be able to maintain the organisation, just like any organisation or business. And because it's losing money at such a rate.
It's not like any business, and it's not losing money, because it's not a business. It's not losing money. A business loses money. The national health system might have budget overruns or underruns, but it doesn't lose money. It's a very different thing. There's no investors. There's no shares being sold and people are losing their money. It's the wrong way to think about it, unless you are pro-privatization.
Ultimately, two things happen. One is you have to access money that would be used for capex, capital development, or depreciation.
So it's losing money, and we need capital investment, Chewy. We need to access capital. You see what I mean by talking about it sounds like an investment. It sounds like privatization. It's business speak. So what happens if you've got a startup and you're overrunning your expenses, you go to an investor and you sell 20% of your business for another $1 million because you need an injection of capital. That's what he's saying. That's the now he may not mean that for the system, but the words he's using are we need capital investment to not go broke. This government's not going to give it to them, so where's it coming from?
In order to keep your cash flow alive. So we have to not only stem these losses in order to make the organisation sustainable, we have to stem these losses in order to be able to have the cash flows that we require to maintain the organisation. We need to pay people, we need to pay for all the supplies and everything else, and that is quite a serious problem, and that's probably the most urgent problem right at the moment.
Okay, so you don't have enough money. You literally, so what you're saying to me now is Health New Zealand is broke and can't afford to keep going. That's the translation there, isn't it?
It's not broke, Paddy, but if we don't sort this out really quickly, it will be. That's a serious part of it. Yeah, if we don't sort this out really quickly, it will be.
And he specifically mentioned things like paying salaries, paying nurses. We have to have the cash, we have to have the investment, my word, we have to have the capital expenditure to be able to pay salaries. He's literally saying that this could get to a point where we don't have enough money to pay salaries, right? Now, I'm just repeating what he's saying and making it clear because he's talking, as Chewy said, business speak. So we'll keep going, or do you want to add something in there, Chewy?
Oh, I want to add stuff, but let's wait till the end.
All right, there's only got less than 60 seconds, I think.
So how quickly are we talking here before Health New Zealand goes broke, Professor Levy?
Well, not sure exactly at the moment because, as I say, some of the systems aren't that great.
Talking out of my ass.
We need to move on this quickly.
So you can't actually tell if Health New Zealand is going to run out of money and not be able to pay people, and that's
we could do that with a reasonable degree of accuracy. But what we need to do is get these savings in place so that we can actually secure that position. And the cliched saying is usually, "Hey, this is not a sprint; it's a marathon." Well, for us, this is not a marathon; it's a sprint.
Remember, we've told you again and again and again. This government is not looking and explaining what the best outcome is. They're looking to hit budgets and move fast, and break things. 21 seconds to go, Chewy. You can hold it. I know you can. I'm watching you.
We have to move really quickly to secure our financial position. as quickly as possible in order to overcome this particular cash flow issue that is hanging over us.
Are we talking days here,
Oh,
weeks, months?
No. Many months. We need to sort this out, before Christmas, I would say.
There you go, Chewy. Now I'll step back and you can explode if you would so choose so. So the health czar is now threatening, putting out there to the country, if you don't tighten your belts in the health system, it's going to go bankrupt and no one's going to get paid.
Usually, if you've got a business and you've got shareholders and you need money, you go to the shareholders. In this case, because our health service is publicly funded, the shareholder is the government.
Yep.
So what he is saying is the government is not injecting enough money to keep our health system working. And this, to me, screams privatization.
Yeah.
From the top of every hospital building in this country, this health czar wants to privatize the shit out of it. He's written articles about it in the past. He loves privatization. He loves private healthcare. He's made a lot of money out of it. And that's what the government can't run the health system. The private guys can. This is what they tried in the UK. And they gutted the NHS.
Yeah.
They left an absolute shell of what it once was. And it's still tottering, waiting for someone to kick the whole shambles over and sell it off wholesale. These economic vandals are setting the condition. They are manufacturing a crisis. We now have nurses graduating that cannot get jobs at the same time that the hospitals are saying we need more nurses. How the fuck does that work?